A very good morning and a warm word of welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I request you all to quickly be seated and to occupy every alternate seats. Please requesting you all to keep your mask on throughout the event as COVID protocol restrictions. We have Honorable Minister of Large and Medium Industries, Shri Murugesh R. Nirani here with us, and we are about to get started with the event. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, Special Guest, media members and other invited guests. It gives me immense pride and pleasure to be welcoming you all to the 52nd Indian Valuers Congress organized by the Institution of Valuers and Institution of Valuers Registered Valuers Foundation. With a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, let's invite ourselves. Institution of Valuers was formed on 2nd October 1968 by Shri P.C. Goel, and today it stands towering with 52 branches across the country with more than 30,000 eminent members. Today we boast as pioneers and are recognized by Government of India in the field of valuation. Before moving ahead, I would also like to notify you that the theme of this year's Valuers Congress is transforming the valuation ecosystem. The sessions following for today and tomorrow would aim at giving a deeper insight into how valuation is evolving and the changes in the valuation system. Now, moving ahead, I would like to invite all our honorable chief guests, guest of honor, and our other special guests. First, I would request Dr. G.S. Raju to be welcomed by Mr. P. Madhu, Convener, Indian Value Congress 2021. Please, ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, join me in welcoming Dr. G.S. Raju. I request Mr. P. Madhu, Convener, Indian Valuers Congress 2021, to welcome Dr. G.S. Raju. I now request Mr. B.V. Ramanaa, Chairman, Indian Valuers Congress 2021, to welcome Shri P.K. Thiagarajan, National President, Institute of Valuers. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together while Mr. B.V. Ramanaa welcomes Shri P.K. Thiagarajan, National President, Institution of Valuers. Moving ahead, I would request Mr. Tanuj Kumar, National Council Member, Institution of Valuers, to kindly welcome our special guest, Dr. M.S. Sahoo, with a big round of applause. Dr. M.S. Sahoo, former Chairperson, IBBI, to be welcomed by Mr. Tanuj Kumar, National Council Member, Institution of Valuers. Now I request Mr. A.V. Manjunatha, National Council Member, Institution of Valuers, to kindly welcome our special guest, Shri Venugopal, Vice Chancellor of Bengaluru University. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our special guest, Shri Venugopal, Vice Chancellor of Bengaluru University, by Mr. A.V. Manjunatha, National Council Member, Institution of Valuers. I also would like to take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Narayan Swamy, retired professor, Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, who is going to be joining us virtually here today, and I'm going to take this minute to welcome him. And moving ahead, I would like to invite Mr. G.S. Angadi, sir, on the dais to welcome Mr. Murugesh R. Nirani, Honorable Minister of Large and Medium Industries, Karnataka. With a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Now join me in welcoming our Honorary General Secretary, Mr. Vinay Goel. Vinay Goel, Institution of Valuers, Registered Valuers Foundation, to be welcomed by Mr. Narasimhan. With a big round of applause, I request Mr. Narasimhan to kindly come forward to welcome our Honorary General Secretary, Mr. Vinay Goel. And now I request Mr. Shahbaz Khan to welcome Bangalore Secretary Mr. K.M. Manjunatha on the dais. With a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, I request Mr. Shahbaz Khan to welcome Bangalore Secretary Mr. K.M. Manjunatha on the dais. Like they say, any beginning has to be initiated with the blessings of the Almighty. And now it's time for us to seek the blessings of the Almighty, and to do the honor of seeking the blessings through a prayer song. We have Mrs. Pushpa and Mrs. Savita here with us. With a round of applause, let's invite them on the dais.
शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। शारदे लोकपूजिते ज्ञानदाते नमोऽस्तुते। ताये शारदे लोकपूजिते ज्ञानदाते नमोऽस्तुते। प्रेमದಿಂದಲೇ ಸಲಹು ಮಾತೆ ನೀಡು ಸನ್ಮತಿ ಸೌಖ್ಯದಾತೆ। ಪ್ರೇಮದಿಂದಲೇ ಸಲಹು ಮಾತೆ ನೀಡು ಸನ್ಮತಿ ಸೌಖ್ಯದಾತೆ। ತಾಯಿ ಶಾರದೆ ಲೋಕ ಪೂಜಿತೆ ಜ್ಞಾನದಾತೆ ನಮೋಸ್ತುತೆ। ಅಂಧಕಾರವ ಓಡಿಸು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯ ಬೆಳಗಿಸು। ಅಂಧಕಾರವ ಓಡಿಸು ಜ್ಞಾನ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯ ಬೆಳಗಿಸು। ಹೃದಯ ಮಂದಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಸು ಚಿಂತೆಯಾಳಿಸು। ಹೃದಯ ಮಂದಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಸು ಚಿಂತೆಯಾಳಿಸು। ಶಾಂತಿಯ ಉಳಿಸು ಶಾಂತಿಯ ಉಳಿಸು। ತಾಯಿ ಶಾರದೆ ಲೋಕ ಪೂಜಿತೆ ಜ್ಞಾನದಾತೆ ನಮೋಸ್ತುತೆ। ನಿನ್ನ ಮಡಿಲಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಮ್ಮ ನಿನ್ನ ನಂಬಿದ ಕಂದರಮ್ಮ। ನಿನ್ನ ಮಡಿಲಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳಮ್ಮ ನಿನ್ನ ನಂಬಿದ ಕಂದರಮ್ಮ। ನಿನ್ನ ಕರುಣೆಯ ಬೆಳಕಲೆಮ್ಮ ಬಾಳಲು ಬೆಳಗಮ್ಮ। ನಿನ್ನ ಕರುಣೆಯ ಬೆಳಕಲೆಮ್ಮ ಬಾಳಲು ಬೆಳಗಮ್ಮ।
Thank you, Mrs. Pushpa and Mrs. Savita, for giving us a blessed beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead, lighting of the lamp ceremony. They say, a light is a symbol of knowledge and virtue, and when a lamp is lit, it dispels the darkness of ignorance and spreads all new hope and all new joy. And to light our lamp of glory and victory, I request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly proceed and to light the lamp of honor and glory. With a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, dignitaries, for doing the honors. And now, as an honor to PC Goel, sir, I request the dignitaries to kindly do the flower shower. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together while the dignitaries perform a flower shower as a mark of honor to Mr. PC Goel. Thank you, dignitaries. I now take the privilege of welcoming Mr. P.K. Thiagarajan, National President, Institution of Valuers, to kindly come forward to deliver the welcome address. With a round of applause, please join me in welcoming Mr. P.K. Thiagarajan, National President, Institution of Valuers, to kindly come forward and deliver the welcome note.
Let it be, no problem. It is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the August gathering for the 52nd Indian Values Congress themed on transforming the valuation ecosystem at Bengaluru. On your behalf, I humbly thank the Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri Basavaraj Bommai, and the Honorable Minister for Industries, Karnataka, Shri Murugesh or Nirani, for accepting our invitation and honoring us by their gracious presence. We welcome you, sirs, once again. We also welcome our guests, Dr. K.R. Venugopal, Vice Chancellor, Bengaluru University, Dr. R. Narayanaswamy, retired Professor, Indian Institute of Management, Dr. M.S. Sahoo, former Chairman, IBBI. My pleasant duty to welcome our beloved Honorary General Secretary, Mr. Vinay Goel, valued B.V. Ramanaa, valued P. Madhu, hosting branch, valued A.V. Manjunatha, coordinator, valued G.S. Raju, and K.M. Manjunatha, coordinators, faculty members, delegates, and special invitees, sisters and brothers, especially press and media. Good morning. The next couple of days, over 7 sessions, we will hear eminent thinkers deliberate and share their thoughts. Transformation is more than just a buzzword. Here, we will seek to understand as we go through the session how we as valuers need to transform as we go from ecosystem practices to ecosystematic practices. We are all leaders of valuation and practices. However, we should be conscious and aware that Peter Senge from MIT Sloan School of Management Society wrote on the 5th discipline, the quality of transformation that we provide is based on the internal conditions of the transformer. We are also excited to share some updates about the theme. As always, the most engaging event with both excellent physical and cutting-edge virtual interactions across the 2 days, including high-impact networking main stage and high-profile interactions from the faculty members. The eminent Vice Chancellor is here. Luckily, he was not here. But anyhow, we hope after participating in the Congress, the role played by the valuers in the economy of our country, he would be able to introduce valuation as a subject in the engineering courses. Now, I would like to say a few words about the value system. The term value is relative. It varies with individual, environment, purpose, status, and circumstances. The sentimental value of gold is more than its market price. The value of a shawl is realized more in winter than in summer. Thus, the responsibility of a valuer is more sensitive than just fixing a price. However, it can be discharged effectively if we draw clues from spirituality, that is, dharmic value matter. In Mahabharata, Bhishma Pratama and Drona, although learned, watched Draupadi being ridiculed, burned by a false sense of loyalty, kept quiet, ignoring a higher dharma. Their silence destroyed Duryodhana and his dynasty. A valuer is not bound by a loyalty to his client by misstating the value of an asset. If the client gets a disproportionate loan, the asset cannot generate enough to serve the loan and earn the targeted investment either. In turn, ultimately, it will ruin the client. In Bhagavad Gita, Karmaneva Adhikaraste Ma Baleshu Kadachana, that is, your right or responsibility is to do the duty and not to the fruits of your deeds. Nobody would act without a fruit. This means, according to Dharma, we must set our own eyes on valuable long-term fruits and not a short-term cash flow. Understatement would cost the client, overstatement would cost the lender, misstatement would cost the shareholder, and the correct statement would render justice to himself and all. In Ramayana, Vibhishana surrendered to Sri Rama. Rama relied on Vibhishana's valuation of Ravana's army. Although he was omniscient, he rechecked the same with Hanuman and Angada. A valuer with a good technical and financial knowledge would recheck the statements to eliminate the error and would be bold enough to qualify the report in case of any doubt. In Tirukkural, there are 5 chapters which deals with valuation. I would like to take only 2. As Thiruvalluvar says in chapter 47, volume 1, அழிவதுவும் ஆவதுவும் ஆகி வழிபயக்கும் ஊதியமும் சூழ்ந்து செயல். ஒரு செயலை தொடங்கும் முன் அதனால் அழிவதையும் அழிந்தபின் ஆவதையும் பின்பு உண்டாகும் ஊதியத்தையும் ஆராய்ந்து செய்ய வேண்டும். That means what gets consumed, what gets created, the returns the creation yields, consider all before stating. Before you do a valuation of an asset, you must deeply analyze what it brings forth, what it destroys, and what benefit it gives. He goes on to say in chapter 49, volume 3, அறிவினை என்ப உளவோ கருவியார் காலமறிந்து செய்யன். செய்யும் செயலை முடிப்பதற்கு வேண்டிய கருவிகளுடன் ஏற்ற காலத்தை மறிந்து செய்தால் அரிய செயல்கள் என்பதும் உண்டோ. Thus, an impossible task exists when the right resources and strategy are deployed at the right time. Now the question arises, a valuer reports to whom? Does the valuer report to the client, or the lender, or the shareholder, or to himself? One or the other of these stakeholders will suffer if you undervalue or overvalue or misvalue. Right thing is to do is to value fairly, doing justice to all following a higher dharma. A long-term loan may fund company working capital, but not fund a personal long-term asset. Now, we live in this long-term versus short-term. Spiritually, talks of self-realization and attaining salvation. Living here is a short-term and salvation is a long-term. We must nurture both optimally. Valuers should never state the value of an asset changed for short-term loan, that is stock, debtors, etc. This may be wrongly used to fund losses or purchase of an asset, making the project unviable. Short-term benefit for a valuer is his income, and his long-term benefit is the credibility and value to him, not today but tomorrow. As individual presents himself differently in his boss, family, and friends. He goes unnoticed here, but there is one Almighty who tracks all his poses. When he realizes this truth, becomes a noble soul as he thinks good, speaks what he thinks, and delivers what he spoke. Values are multifold today. Values for the market, guideline, registration, property tax, declaration for income tax, etc. As in the West, if we evolve unifying code for all entities, a single body can track all these values. Then the valuation becomes interesting. There, the right value will take precedence over the possible cost. Well-documented internal events in valuation history can help valuers become wiser, more discerning leaders in their profession. It is no wonder experience really is the best teacher. We may not be aware of it, but our memory of the past experience plays an enormous role in determining where we are today. The memory of each choice, each decision, each success, and each stumbling block that we have experienced paves the way for us to move forward in our personal lives. We are all here to listen and learn so that we may internalize key principles and concepts across the multiple dimensions of valuation. Welcome again and enjoy the hospitality of valuers from Bengaluru. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a warm welcome that made us all felt welcomed, and also for a very thoughtfully curated welcome note. Thank you so much, sir. And now moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. R. Narayan Swamy, retired professor, Indian Institute of Management, who is joining us here virtually this morning. I request all your attention towards the audiovisual screen. And before we could go ahead with the address of the special guest, I request you all to kindly put your mobile phones on silent mode. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to kindly put your mobile phones on silent mode and put your phones back. And also, I request you to please keep your masks on throughout the event. Ladies and gentlemen, requesting you all to keep your masks on throughout the event and to occupy every alternate seats. We request you to occupy every alternate seats and keep your masks on throughout the event as part of COVID protocol. And now I request Dr. R. Narayan Swamy, retired professor, Indian Institute of Management, to kindly take over.
Namaskara. Honorable Chief Minister of Karnataka, Shri Basavaraj Bommai, Honorable Minister of Large and Medium Industries of Karnataka, Shri Murugesh R. Nirani, Vice Chancellor of Bengaluru University, Dr. K.R. Venugopal, President of the Institution of Valuers, Shri P.K. Thiagarajan, Secretary Shri Vinay Goel, other dignitaries and delegates. It's an honor to address the inaugural session of the 52nd Indian Valuers Congress. IOV is a premier valuation professional organization with a long history of service commitment and standards. As part of this year's theme, Transforming the Valuation Ecosystem, I plan to speak on the future of the valuation profession in India. Let me begin with a disclaimer. These are my personal views and are not necessarily those of the National Financial Reporting Authority or the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Reliable valuation is essential to the effective functioning of markets and sustainable economic growth. Valuers play a vital role in the allocation of capital and enforcement of property rights. I will take 4 areas that, in my view, will be of great significance to valuers in future. These are technology, intangible assets, international focus, and expectations of society. Technology. Rapid advances in technology such as drones, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cloud computing are dramatically changing the way we work. These advances make it possible to spend less time on data collection and validation and devote more attention to things that require human expertise. For example, it's now possible to survey hundreds of acres of land, forests, mines, or offshore oil wells with the help of drones and satellites without tiring site visits. So valuers will get more time to think about their assumptions and methods. Also, technology presents new opportunities. For example, governments and valuers can use technology to develop fair property tax assessments that would cut administrative costs, reduce arbitrariness, raise the standards of governance, and improve the ease of living and doing business for our people. Intangible assets. In a services economy, intangible assets such as patents, copyrights, know-how, research and development, trademarks, franchises, licenses, and supply chain are more important than tangible assets such as land or plant and machinery. Competitive advantage comes from unique intangible assets. We cannot imagine Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Tesla, and Netflix without their intangible assets. Companies such as Zomato, Paytm, and Nykaa that went public recently are built on their proprietary technology, supply chain, and brand. Venture capital firms need valuation of startups that often don't report a profit or revenue. Valuing intangible assets requires a good understanding of economic, business, financial, technological, and social trends. Increasingly, intangible assets form a substantial portion of the purchase price in mergers and acquisitions. International focus. India has opened up to foreign trade and investment. This has also opened up the world to Indian professionals. India has emerged as the back office of the world. Given our skills, we can export high-end valuation services. Further, Indian valuers can explore opportunities abroad by setting up overseas offices and collaborating with foreign valuation firms. Also, valuation professional organizations such as IOV should engage more actively with international valuation standard setting bodies. Indian valuers have to graduate from rule takers to rule makers. Finally, society's expectations. Society's expectations from valuation professionals are high. There are many reasons for banks' large non-performing assets. The poor quality of valuation is said to be one of them. Ensuring public trust and confidence in the valuation profession should be a priority. The rise of environmental, social, and governance (ESG) considerations in investing and lending require valuers to pay attention to matters such as climate change, ethics and bribery, compliance and controls, sustainability, privacy, and data security, all of which are also of great interest to policymakers. The draft bill on regulating the valuation profession offers professional autonomy circumscribed by accountability. To sum up, valuers should be ready to enter a world in which they would need new competencies and ways of thinking to succeed. A well-educated, vibrant, and ethical valuation profession can attract bright young people and offer them fulfilling careers and contribute to the country's development. I wish the 52nd Indian Valuers Congress great success in its deliberations. I once again thank the organizers for their kind invitation to me to share my thoughts. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು, ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು.
Check. Thank you, Dr. R. Narayan Swamy, for giving us a very thoughtful and a very insightful presentation. Thank you so much. Now, moving ahead, I would like to invite Dr. Sahoo, who is a former chairperson of IBBI, to kindly step forward and give us a brief welcome.
Honorable Minister, my dear valuers, friends, ladies and gentlemen, I am extremely delighted to be part of this 52nd Valuers Congress of the IOV, thanks to IOV and Mr. Goel. I have a separate session where I will be talking a little longer, and I do not want to stand between you and Honorable Minister, except that I wanted to congratulate IOV for taking the leadership of the profession and the profession making large, rapid strides in the last few years. Those of you remember, we started from zero milestone in Nagpur in 2017 Valuers Congress, and the distance that we have covered from that day 2017 to 21 over last 4 years has been remarkable. And I give entire credit to IOV for this. And you can measure the progress that has happened from the fact that in this 52nd Valuers Congress, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, which is representing state, is a partner of this program. I don't think you ever had a state agency being a partner of this program. I noted from Professor Narayan Swamy, he talked about the technology intangibles, but I think he presented another important idea that the time has come to value ideas, intangibles, technologies. These are following from the ideas. But at idea stage, if you ask somebody, he gave the examples, which is the largest retailer today, it is Amazon not owning a single retail shop. A largest transport company does not own a single transport vehicle. Largest food delivery chain does not own a single restaurant. So that is the value of idea. So can we move one step forward to value the ideas much before those translate into commercial innovations? Thank you. I'll come back a little later. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the kind words. And now moving ahead to the most awaited part of the inaugural session, the award ceremony. And to do the honor of giving away the award, I would first request our Honorable Minister of Large and Medium Industries, Karnataka, Shri Murugesh R. Nirani, sir, to step forward along with Mr. P.K. Thiagarajan, National President, Institution of Valuers, and Dr. M.S. Sahoo, sir, to please step forward, former chairperson of IBBI, and Mr. Vinay Goel, Honorary General Secretary of Institution of Valuers, to kindly step forward and to do the honor of giving away the award while I roll out the names of the award winners. I first would take the privilege of welcoming Shri D. Raghuram, sir, for the lifetime contribution to the institution, who has been awarded with the P.C. Goel Lifetime Achievement Award. Shri D. Raghuram, date of birth 6th August 1926, age 95 plus years, is awarded as the Scientist of the Year 1983 from the Defense Research and Development Organization, Ministry of Defense. This award was presented to Shri D. Raghuram, Scientist, by late Srimati Indira Gandhi, Honorable Prime Minister of India. This citation is a motivation among all of us. The Institution of Valuers and its members are in need of the blessings of Shri D. Raghuram for long, long years. And I request Shri D. Raghuram to kindly join us on the dais. With a big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. This award is being sponsored by Arulnambi Engineering Consultants, Chennai, and presented by Mr. Vinay Goel, Honorary General Secretary, Institution of Valuers, Delhi, and Mr. Arunachalam, Congress Leader, Salem. I request you all to give a big round of applause for Mr. Arunachalam, Congress Leader. Mr. D. Raghuram is presented with a 51,000 rupees check and a certificate with a plaque. With a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, please keep the applause going. This is a moment of honor and pride for all of us here. This award is sponsored by Arulnambi Engineering Consultants, Chennai. And we also have Mr. Arunachalam, Congress leader from Salem, present here with us to give away the award. Thank you, dignitaries. Thank you, Mr. Arunachalam, for doing the honor of giving away the award. And moving ahead to the next award, PC Goel Academician Award is presented to Shri S. Pichai, contribution to the institution in the academic field. Mr. S. Pichai has carried out over 25,000 valuation assignment in over 4 decades of practice. One of the oldest active member of Institution of Valuers, he has been a chairman of the Coimbatore branch and serves as a general council member of Institution of Valuers. As the chairman of valuations, all right, I am sorry to break in between. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to hear a few words from Shri D. Raghuram.
The members of Governing Council of Institution of Valuers, the distinguished guests that are assembled here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure indeed to participate in this August meeting. I have made a significant contribution in the defense research as a scientist, as the chief design engineer. I carry forward the experience of defense R&D to the valuation also. I was a valuer for plant and machinery. I wish to bring out a few points for the kind attention of the officials concerned. One is technology, as Mr. Nirani rightly pointed out. We should keep abreast with the knowledge, with the depth of knowledge that is necessary to intelligently analyze and value a product or a machine. I'm particularly referring to the quantum computers, which are the future. Lots of things depend on that. In fact, the COVID analysis, what would take years, hundreds of years with a conventional digital computer would be a matter of few minutes. This is something amazing, and this is a product which is coming up not very distant future, and would look up such technologies, and I would urge all the brother valuers to kindly keep in mind the advancement in technology. Second point is about the robotics. Robotics and artificial intelligence. I believe robotics has gone quite deep into the subject of assembly lines, and in fact, robotics are supplying machinery for the manufacture of idlis. And next, I believe, is going to be vadas also. This is the state of affairs. And last point I would like to mention is, very often we come across the residual value and the total life of a machine or a product. It requires a lot of intelligent application from the defense angle. The variation in climates of operation, altitude, and degrees of severity of testing is necessary. I request that a panel may be formed to go into this question and derive and establish an Indian standard for the estimated life and the residual life of machinery. This is a suggestion I request they consider of the institution of values. Once again, I thank you so much for all this. I would like to, no person is so great as his wife is. I owe all my contribution to the encouragement given by my wife, Timothy, Srimati Shanta. And I'm so proud to be, so proud to present her and request you to give her the hand. Secondly, I believe that every one of us should try to educate our children to the highest level. Maybe I have succeeded partially. I have two daughters, both have done, they have obtained PhD. One is here, Dr. Indumati. She is a particle physicist. She is a particle physicist and responsible for the India Neutrino Observatory. And I'm very proud to say the second one is in America. This informal advice may please be taken for granted. Now, lastly, I am not old. Age is just a number. I am young. I have a lot of faith in the future of the country. All the youngsters must have a faith in the country and works towards the progress of all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for all the valued suggestion that was quoted from your experience and all the kind words. Thank you, sir. Now, moving ahead, I would like to invite the next awardee on the stage, Shri S. Pichai, for PC Goel Academician Award. He's been awarded this for his contribution to the institution in the academic field. Mr. S. Pichai has carried out over 25,000 valuation assignments in over 4 decades of practice. One of the oldest active member of Institution of Valuation, he has been a chairman of the Coimbatore branch and serves as a general council member of Institution of Valuation. As the chairman of Valuation Standards Board of IOV-RVF, he leads the team in formulation of valuation standards for the various types of assets by IOV-RVF. An active participant and presenter in global seminars in valuation and civil engineering, he has presented over 20 papers on valuation. He was a high power committee member of the sectional committee of civil engineering division, which was instrumental in the formulation of National Building Code of India 2005. With a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Shri S. Pichai. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Shri S. Pichai, sir. Congratulations to Shri S. Pichai, sir. Thank you, dignitaries, for doing the honor. And before we could go ahead and see the next set of awards, I would like to take this moment to invite Shri Murugesh R. Nirani, Honorable Minister of Large and Medium Industries, Karnataka, our guest of honor for this morning, to kindly step forward and to share a few words of honor with us. So we welcome you, sir.
Good morning to everybody. Honorable General Secretary Vinay Goel sir, Chairman IOV-GS Raju, ex-Chairman IBBI Sahoo sir, IOV President Thiagarajan, Secretary IOV KM Manjunatha. Just by virtual meeting, they spoke Dr. Narayan Swami and all other guests from various places in India. Institution of Valuers IOV was founded by Shri PC Goel, who is considered as father figure among the Indian valuers in the year 1968. To assist in the formulation of ideas, spreading knowledge and education relating to valuation for the central and state governments and society. It is one of the pioneer organizations in the valuation profession and is amongst the top 5 valuers association of the world. Well, IOV has the reach to entire India through its more than 50 branches located in valuer states. IOV has also marked its presence around the global by representing India in the Advisory Forum Working Group of International Valuation Standards Council. Through Mr. Vinay Goel, sir, Honorary General Secretary IOV, as its esteemed member, along with international alliances with countries like USA, Japan, Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, and Romania. Being the first national institution, IOV has the status of the largest and oldest valuation institution with a membership of more than 30,000 valuers. IOV organized a registered valuers foundation, IOV-RVF, as a Section 8 not-for-profit company promoted by IOB, is the largest presenters and the most engaging registered valuers organization, RVO, registered with the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. It was formed in 2017 with the aim to provide structured education and training to bring in valuation discernment in the overall highness of India economy. Currently having the more than 1,700 registered valuers in all classes of assets for valuation spread all over India is spreading this new ecosystem in valuation. Vision and mission, capacity of building, advocacy, monitoring grievances, redressal and disciplinary action, developing best practice in valuation, publications, research work, developing technological software and tools. Friends, luckily our Honorable Chief Minister has to attend this function. Yesterday and he was in Delhi. He may come any time. He may attend about near to 12 o'clock. Friends, luckily our Honorable Chief Minister is from the engineering graduate. Last 70 years in the Karnataka history, engineering graduates become a Chief Minister. Basically, I am also civil engineer. I did business management in Pune. Day after tomorrow, 5th of this month, Maharashtra government has announced honorary doctorate for me. There's also Sir, basically, I am an industrialist. It is my mother department. It is only industry minister is the only deputation. Whenever it will close deputation, we will go back to our mother department as industry. I know what is the value of the valuation. Valuation engineers, really it is a, without valuation, we cannot grow any industry. Last 20 years back, I started on small sugar industry. Before that, after graduation, I started on small workshop. I was manufacturing agriculture equipment and tractor trailer manufacturing, only 10 lakh rupees project. After that, gradually, I expanded that fabrication unit. Now, first time I started smallest sugar factory in India, in North Karnataka. That is 500 ton per day capacity. Now, at the span of 20 years, it is 72,000 ton per day capacity. It is the second largest sugar producer in India. You know ethanol, already diesel and petrol, it is crossed 100 rupees. Now we started from cane juice to ethanol. from B heavy and molasses, any food grains and sugar to convert to ethanol. Ethanol is a substitute for petrol. Now I am producing 25 lakh liter per day. It is not highest in the India. It is the largest ethanol producer in Asia. At the span of this 20 years, I started 21 industry. Total, I gave the employment generation about 75,000 plus. Why I am telling this? Because if we have a vision, we can start any work. Definitely, it will in future, it will become a mega project. That is an example. I can tell so many examples. Whatever in the Fortune 500 companies in globally, what they reach this stage, if you go for their background, they started from the zero only. That's why all engineers, along with your valuation, you can start your own industry. Only industry, the sky is the limit. Now, one sir was telling, last 25 years, up to 25 years, we started this 52nd Indian Institution of Valuers in Bengaluru. It is a long gap because Bengaluru is a very good climate. Law and order is very good. Highest education center is in Bengaluru. One thing is, Bengaluru is highest R&D center in the globe. About more than 400 R&D centers are in Bengaluru, in one place. Highest PhD holders are in Bengaluru. Highest chartered accountant, company secretaries, all are in Bengaluru, comparatively others. That's why I am requesting you don't, next time, another 25 years, you should not become this function in Bengaluru. Now I am requesting you please, whenever you can give the preference to the other state also. Within the 5 years, once again, you can please come to the Bengaluru. I will bring all the other ministers also, our chief ministers. That's why we will make it grand success. Bengaluru, you can, last 70 years back, last month one started Gems and Jewelry Exhibition Center in Bengaluru International Exhibition Center. After 70 years, first time we conducted the exhibition. In 5 days, without advertisement, their business is about 56,000 crores. Only 5 years without advertisement. About more than 3,000 stalls they made in the BICC. That's why Bengaluru is the best place. Then this quarter, our FDI, attraction of the FDI in the country, Bengaluru is the number 1 in the country. About more than 62,000 crores this quarter we got in Bengaluru. That's why Bengaluru, all the policies in Bengaluru, our industry department, any policy is not here, you please inform me. Within 15 days, we will bring the new industrial policy. ಆತ್ಮೀಯರೇ, ನಾನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ವರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂತಂತವ್ರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ 96 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಏಜ್. ಅವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಸರು ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ ಎಂ ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರಯ್ಯನವ್ರು ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪೆರಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾಕರಣ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ನಾಶ ಹೊಂದಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಆದರ್ಶವಾಗಿರುವಂಥ ಈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥವ್ರು ತಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವ ಏನು 2 ದಿವಸದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಿ, 2 ದಿವಸದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಗಲಿ. ಏನು 30,000 ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂವರ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂವರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗಲಿ. ಅವರು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೀಲಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಮುಂಬರುವಂಥ ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂವರ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತರುವಂಥದ್ದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಏನಾದರೂ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಕಡೆಗಳಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹರಾಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನೇರವಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪತ್ರಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ನಿಶ್ಚಿತವಾಗಿಯೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅಮೆಂಡ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತರೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದಲೂ ಸಹಿತ ನಾನು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ, ನಿಜವಾಗಿಯೂ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂವರ್ಸ್ ರೋಲು ಭಾಳ ಇದೆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದು ಯಾರು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವೊಂದು 4 ದಿವಸ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಕೊಡೋದು ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನಿಂದ ಡಿಸ್ಬರ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನೇ ನಿಂತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದು ಬೇಸ್ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟು, ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸು, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂವರ್ಸು ಭಾಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರೋಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ GDP ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಸಹಿತ ಇದು ಭಾಳ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ತಾವೇನು ಈ 52ನೇ ಈ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂವರ್ಸ್ ಇದನ್ನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ನಾನು ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಈ 2 ದಿವಸದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಾವು ಏನೇ ಇದ್ರೂ ಸಹಿತ ನಮಗೆ ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ MLC ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ವಿಧಾನ ಪರಿಷತ್ತಿನ ಚುನಾವಣೆ 25 ಸೀಟಿಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ 5 ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನೆನೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಆದರೆ ನಾನು 2 ಕಡೆ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಬೇಕನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ 25 ವರ್ಷದ ನಂತರ ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು 25 ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದ್ದಂಥವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದ್ರ ಕಡೆನೇ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಸಲ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡಿ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ಸೂಚಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಋಣಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ತಾವೇನು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಭಾಳ ಎತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೇವೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ಮಾತೆ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ನಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಸ್ಥಾನ ತರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ದೇಶ, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಕುಟುಂಬ ಅದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಅದು ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 2 ಕಾರಣ. ಒಂದು, ಆ ದೇಶದ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಕೈಗಾರಿಕಾಕರಣ. ಯಾವ ಕುಟುಂಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಮತ್ತು ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆ ಇದೆ ಅದು ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ನಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ 130 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನ. 130 ಕೋಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಯುವಕರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಯುವಕರ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹಿತ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗುವಂಥದ್ರ ಕಡೆ ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸೋಣ. ಏನು ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಏನು ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಜಪಾನ್, ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಥೈಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಜರ್ಮನಿ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಬರುವಂಥ ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆ ಹೆಸರು ತಗೊಂಡೇನೆ ನಾವು ಮೇಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಬರೀ ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಹೆಸರು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗಳ ಹೆಸರೇ ಕೇಳಿರಬಾರ್ದು. ಅವರು ಆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ, ಜಪಾನ್ದವ್ರು ಹೋದಾಗ ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚೋರು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದ್ರ ಕಡೆ ತಾವು ಏನು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ತಾವು ಸಹಿತ ಮೌತ್ ಟು ಮೌತ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಘನತೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಕಡೆ ತಾವು ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮನವಿ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಾನು ಮುಂದೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಲಬುರಗಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅನ್ಯತಾ ಭಾವಿಸಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಮ್ಮ ಪರವಾನಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕರೆದು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ 4 ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸರ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ತಮಗೆ ವಂದನೆ ಅಭಿನಂದಿಸಿ ನಾನು ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
Thank you, sir, for sharing the wonderful words with us. Thank you so much for all your support and being here with us despite your busy schedules and accepting our invite. And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead, we would like to felicitate our guest of honor, Mr. Shri Murugesh R. Nirani, sir, Minister of Industries, Karnataka. And ladies and gentlemen, please join me in while we felicitate our honorable guest of honor here with us this morning. And I request all the dignitaries on dais along with Mr. Angadi to kindly come forward on the dais and to felicitate our honorable guest of honor here with us, and also to award him with the honorary fellowship from the Institution of Valuers. With a big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to keep the applause going. Once again, on behalf of Institution of Valuers and IOV-RVF, we would like to extend a hearty thanks to Honorable Minister of Industries, Shri Murugesh R. Nirani, sir, for taking time out of his busy schedules and joining us here this morning as a guest of honor. Ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause for Sir Shri Murugesh R. Nirani for joining us here and honoring this occasion with his presence.
Mobile app. Launch itself later on the mobile app, IOV app.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased and honored, and we are in fact very elated to be announcing to you. We are now about to announce IOV mobile app, one of its kind, for the first time ever in India, one of its kind app, which would be unveiled today, launched today by our honorable guest of honor, Honorable Shri Murugesh R. Nirani, sir, who is Minister of Industries, Karnataka, who would be doing the honor of launching the app. And the benefits or the PSP of this app is it has all the information about the member area, notification, council, branches and update details. And we are extremely pleased to be unveiling and launching this app here today among all of you. With a big round of applause, please.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಹೇಳೋದು ಮರೆತೆ. Last government I was the industry minister, 2008 to 13. That time I conducted 2 global investors meet, 2000 and 2012. It was grand success. More than 10.8 lakhs crores we made the MOU sign those days, but more than 15 lakhs job for that event. Now we are conducting the global investors meet, Invest Karnataka, in November 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 3 days, 2022. Now, almost it is a 1 year. I am requesting you to please come. Officially, I will send the invitation. You please block your date on that. More than 300 Fortune 500 companies, they will attend this event. That is in Bengaluru. You please come. I am requesting, sir. Thank you very much.
Actually, we hold Global Valuation Summit in 2019.
19, okay.
And it was attended by more than 1,500 delegates
very
across the country. Valuers and we are
National development,
Okay, good.
economy.
and we are scheduling next year also.
Okay, very good.
So maybe
You please block your date, sir. And
sure.
Officially, I send this one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now resuming back with the awards, I once again request all the dignitaries along with our President, National President, Mr. P.K. Thiagarajan, to kindly step forward and do the honor of giving away the next set of awards. I request our next achiever, Shri A.V. Manjunatha, who's been awarded with Valuers Excellence Award for extremely useful services rendered to the institution. And a brief note about Shri A.V. Manjunatha, who is a fellow member of Institution of Valuers, Engineering, Law and Finance graduate, practicing valuation profession since 30 years. He is presently serving as council member of Institution of Valuation and Southwest Zone Branch Coordinator and immediate past chairman IOV Bengaluru branch. With a big round of applause, let's invite Shri A.V. Manjunatha on the dais. And I request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly honor him with the Valuers Excellence Award. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also pleased to inform Shri A.M. Ibrahim has been awarded as the Best Informative Article Award. And since he is not here with us this morning, the certificates would be sent to him via post. But we would also take this moment to honor Mr. A.M. Ibrahim. Can we have a round of applause for him? To receive the next award, I would request Shri Satish Chandra CS to kindly step forward onto the dais. He's been awarded as the Best Qualitative Case Studies in all classes of asset for publishing an article titled Valuation of Bearer Plants and Impairment Test in a Tea Estate, published in August to September 2020, Indian Valuer Journal at page number 37 to 54. With a big round of applause, let's invite Shri Satish Chandra CS onto the dais. Shri Satish Chandra CS has been awarded the Best Qualitative Case Studies in all classes of assets for publishing an article titled Valuation of Bearer Plants and Impairment Test in Tea Estate, published in August to September 2020, Indian Valuers Journal, at page number 37 to 54. Congratulations, sir, and thank you for your valuable service. Moving ahead, I would like to invite Shri Anik Maiti on the dais, who has been awarded with the best article on valuation or related subject for his article, which was titled Critical Review of Hedonic Pricing Method in Real Estate Valuation, which was published in October to November 2020 Indian Valuer Journal at page number 52 to 65. With a big round of applause, let's invite Shri Anik Maiti on the dais. Mr. Anik Maiti for awarded the best article on valuation or related subject.
I would like to announce a institution of 10,000 rupees for research work in IOV. I am donating that fund. I'll be sending the money by bank transfer. I'll share it with you all. It will be a wonderful occasion to start one research and development wing in our IOV. I would request the office bearers to take care of it. Thank you so much. Wonderful being with you.
Thank you, sir, for your contribution. Can we have a round of applause for Shri Satish Chandra CS for his contribution? Congratulations, Shri Anik Maiti. Now, moving ahead, I would like to invite Ms. Richa Bansal onto the dais, who has been awarded with Dr. B.N. Gupta Award. Dr. B.N. Gupta of Chennai has instituted an award on topic of valuation of real properties or any other topic as council may decide unanimously amongst the best article. And Ms. Richa Bansal has been awarded this Dr. B.N. Gupta Award for her article titled Various Technological Development for Updating Land and Building Records and Automated Process of Valuation, published in November 2019 in Indian Valuers Journal at page number 33 to 39. With a big round of applause for Ms. Richa Bansal. Congratulations, madam, and once again, congratulations to all the award winners. Can we have a round of applause for them? Moving ahead, let's see the branch awards for overall performance of the branch. Under the branch awards for overall performance of the branch, we have the best performing branch award as the first category. And this award goes to the Pune branch. With a big round of applause, let's invite Shri A.V. Shevde, the chairman of Pune branch, to kindly come forward onto the dais and to receive the award. With a big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to kindly be seated and to please keep your masks on and to occupy every alternate seat. Once again, I repeat, please, as a part of COVID protocol, I request you all to be seated in every alternate seats and to keep your mask on throughout the event. The next set of award is for the most progressive branch, which has been backed by the Goa branch. With a big round of applause, let's invite Mr. Thomas DeCosta on the dais on behalf of the branch to receive the award. With a big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, please keep the applause going. In fact, it's a moment of pride and honor for all of us. It's a very inspiring moment for each one of us present here. Let's keep the applause going. I request Mr. Thomas DeCosta to kindly come forward on behalf of the Goa branch. Moving ahead, the next award is for the most interactive branch category, and this award has been backed by the Hyderabad branch. With a big round of applause, let's invite the chairman of the Hyderabad branch, Shri Pagolu, Madhu and Chiranjeevi sir, to kindly step forward onto the dais and to receive the award on behalf of the branch. With a round of applause, please. The most interactive branch is being backed by Hyderabad branch. Moving next, I would request the dignitaries on the dais to honor Mr. G.S. Angadi for honoring his service to Institution of Valuers. And I request Mr. Guruprasad Angadi to kindly join us on the dais. Mr. Guruprasad Angadi is a government-registered valuer, a chartered engineer, a consulting engineer, and fellow Institute of Engineers, Kolkata. And he's a member of the Institution Surveyors, Delhi, member Indian Council of Arbitration, Delhi, and many more to his experience and professional membership. With a round of applause, we are in fact very proud and honored to have him here with us today. Let's invite Mr. G.S. Angadi on the dais, please. Thank you so much, everyone. Since Mr. G.S. Angadi is not here with us, but we'll make sure the award reaches him. And now moving ahead, I would like to invite Mr. P.C. Goel, sir, the Honorable Secretary, General Secretary, to kindly come forward and to share his concluding address. Is Vinay Goel?
Yeah,
Yes, sir, it's like P.C. Goel.
just to call.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Good morning, everybody present here. Thank you. I would like to thank all the eminent experts and delegates present at 52nd Indian Valuers Congress, organized by Institution of Valuers in association with Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India and IOV Registered Valuer Foundation. This is a third such Congress in a row where IOV is holding this event in association with IBBI and IOV-RVF. It's a matter of pride for all of us. And Dr. Sahoo is there, and I'm glad that our Dr. Mr. Devjyoti Ray Chaudhary is also present with us, former CGM IBBI, and Dr. Sahoo needs no introduction at all in our this thing. Indian Values Congress is an annual event being organized since more than 50 years as a long-term tradition for the IOV, aiming for the inclusive growth and development of the valuation fraternity of India and helping you all to stay upgraded with the upcoming trends of the industry. A professional ecosystem consists not only of the professional service provider and the users of the services alone, but it is incomplete without the presence of the support and regulatory mechanism. A professional service is meant to serve the interest of the society rather than benefiting only the users of the services. Therefore, there is a need to institutionalize a profession to ensure that development and regulate the profession, resulting in quality professional services. Presence of a professional ecosystem is capable of developing the trust and confidence in the society for obtaining the professional services. Contextually, it becomes more pertinent in the case of valuation profession, as this is directly responsible for financial decisions and thereby affect the economy. The valuation ecosystem includes valuers who render professional services, market for the valuation services, regulator or the authority for regulatory framework, and institutions responsible for the development and primary self-regulatory framework. Over the years, since 1968, when the inception of IOV, then existing occupation of valuation started transforming towards becoming a profession. Many professionals from various other disciplines joined the profession, and through various educational and training programs organized by IOV, gained insights of the profession. It was vital to understand the role of valuation in the economy of the developing nations. At the same time, the intervention of regulatory framework by the authorities is capable to instill the trust and confidence among the societies for valuation profession. This is well on its way to transform the valuation ecosystem and to keep pace with the transformation happening in the valuation ecosystem. IOV and IOV-RVF are focusing on the important subjects during the annual event, that is Indian Valuer Congress. The first in the series was the Global Valuation Summit held at New Delhi in 2019 with the theme as Valuation in Emerging Economy Shifting Paradigms. Next in the series was held at Coimbatore in 2020 with the theme Countering Disruptions for Sustainable Valuation Profession. And this time the theme for IVC 2021, it is chosen as the Transforming the Valuation Ecosystem, with the belief that it will surely set the tone for the transformation and provide various resolutions in the valuation ecosystem for its efficient functioning. I would like to present my sincere gratitude to our guest of honor, Shri Murugesh or Nirani, Honorable Chief Minister of Large and Medium Industries, Karnataka, and the presence of Dr. M.S. Sahoo makes me more motivated and surging ahead for this. The Honorable Minister, Mr. Nirani, I was spoken something in local language, which I couldn't understand, but my people translated and I could see the body language from the body language that he was speaking well of valuation. And for that purpose, he has assured us full support in any kind of amendments or any kind of valuation rules. The preceding technical session will involve eminent speakers, particularly participating across the globe, are going to deliberate on the theme. Any such deliberation is only complete when we discuss on the existing ecosystem and need to transform and already transformed along with the futuristic view. I remember in 2017 when during the Indian Valuer Congress, Dr. Sahoo presented us with the recognition certificate for IOV-RVF when he said that this is a 0 milestone. And he also remembers that, and from there we may have go 3 miles or 5 miles, it doesn't matter. But I believe that our fraternity is moving ahead, and we are going on that road towards further development in a proper manner where the society will really sought our services for their valuation purposes. And I feel proud to announce that IOV has been conferred with Brand Impact Award by Indian Achievers Forum and CSR Times recently only. And this is the whole credit goes to the entire fraternity at the level of IOV head office or any branch offices. It is incomplete. It will remain incomplete if the entire fraternity doesn't come in line. So it is the entire fraternity's effort which is resulting to us to moving towards that. And of course, we have already launched our mobile app. We'll deliberate on the features for that. And from here, our journey is going to be moving towards being global. And we have to see our neighborhood as well. So maybe some program we may announce at the end of the day towards this progress. So I welcome you all. Thank you all to be present here. And I thank with my heart our President, Mr. P.K. Thiagarajan ji, who has from innermost of the core, what he feels about the fraternity. Without his blessings, without his wishes, we cannot move forward. And I would like here to thank the entire team of the council who has been supportive all along to make this event grand success, but otherwise also. And the Bengaluru branch who have really worked hard to make it a grand success. I really thank the Bengaluru branch headed by Dr. G.S. Raju and K.M. Manjunatha and our friend and council member Mr. A.V. Manjunatha for doing every bit of it, and the other branches of Karnataka as well. Those really collaborated and to make it a grand success. And of course, my supporting staff headed by Mr. Saxena, who is a registrar of IOV, and Mr. Saurabh Gupta, who is general manager IOV-RVF. Without the entire team, without a team, proper team, nobody can work. So I am included in that. And thank you for attending this, and thank you for coming in despite of all the things we have collected, and it's a great sight to be here. So thank you again, and wish you that you gains great from this event of Indian Valuer Congress 2021. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Vinay Goel, for your kind words and also for giving your best wishes. Thank you so much, sir. And now moving ahead, we would take a moment along with the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate Mr. G.S. Angadi, who is here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, with a big round of applause, let's invite Mr. G.S. Angadi onto the dais. With a big round of applause, please join me in welcoming Mr. G.S. Angadi. Mr. G.S. Angadi is a government registered valuer, chartered engineer, consulting engineer, fellow Institute of Engineers, Kolkata, member institution surveyor, Delhi, member Indian Council of Arbitration, fellow Institute of Valuers, Delhi, fellow Institution of Government Approved Valuers, Delhi, and many more to his experience and professional membership. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here today. Thank you, Dignitaries, for doing the honor of felicitating Mr. G.S. Angadi. And now I request Mr. K.M. Manjunatha, Secretary. Okay, before we could request Mr. K.M. Manjunatha on the dais, I would now request Mr. Arunachalam, Congress member from Salem, to kindly come forward on the dais. Let's invite him with a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Arunachalam, Congress leader from Salem, is here with us, who has joined us and graced this occasion. Let's give him a round of applause and welcome him while he felicitates the dignitaries on the dais. Thank you, sir, Mr. Arunachalam, for doing the honor. And now moving ahead, I would request Mr. K.M. Manjunath, Secretary of Institution of Valuers, Bangalore, to kindly come forward to present his vote of thanks. Sir, I request you to kindly step forward.
Thank you. Namaste, Namaskara, Vanakkam. Chief guest of the function, Chief Minister, is about to come anytime. I thank him also for his honorable presence. Chief guest of honor, Murugesh Nirani ji, sir. Special guest, Dr. Narayana Swamy, retired professor, Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. Dr. K.R. Venugopal ji, VC Bangalore Varsity. Former Chairperson IBBI, Dr. M.S. Sahoo ji, Secretary of Government, Karnataka. Commissioner of Police, BBMP. Executives of various banks, all eminent speakers for the two-day event. Council members of IOV, Delhi. Honorable President Thiagarajan ji and Vinay Goel ji, Chairman and Secretaries of IOV branches all over India, members of press, media, members of IOV from office bearers of Bangalore branch, admin and supporting staff of Bangalore University, of course admin and supporting branch of IOV Delhi, Lions Club of Bangalore, Rotary Club, Secretary of ACCE, Instruct, and all other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. My heart fills with pride as I stand before you to propose a big vote of thanks. We are fortunate that our Chief Minister of Karnataka, Mr. Bommai ji, is accepted. He is about to come. Our Chief Minister is a man who is easily accessible, agreed to our Chief Guest We are expecting him. I also thank Minister of Industries, Government of Karnataka, Shri Nirani ji, a civil engineer, again belonging to our fraternity, to have agreed to be a guest of honor. And he said that whether it is small or big, if you start one industry, definitely after 5 to 10 years, it is going to become a big venture. So he is expecting all the engineers to have their own venture instead of asking job to government. I would also thank our IOV, Shri P.K. Thiagarajan ji, having agreed to be present here and guiding us for conducting the event. I always see our Thiagarajan ji quote Mahabharata and Ramayana, and we are really father of all our IOV valuers. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I thank our Vinay Goel ji for being as a leader and for all the values in India. We are all blessed to have our Vinay Goel ji, sir. Thank you, sir. I also thank Dr. Narayan Swami, retired IIM, who agreed to be here and spent his time online. He also said that there is a lot of demand, scope and responsibility on the valuers. So that responsibility we have to take and go ahead. Our Vinay Goel ji is supporting all the branches, being IOV, Secretary IOV, MD, CEO of IOV-RVF, Shri Vinay Goel ji for being our mentor, having supported us for smooth completion of the task. Vinay Goel ji said that we have opened a mobile app also. We are going to go further educating, teaching the valuers. It is dissemination of knowledge through all over India. Among us, our Sahoo sir, former chairperson IBBI, who has been support behind the formation of IOV-RVF. We thank him for having associated with us. Thank you very much, sir. I would also take this opportunity thanking all the speakers who have consented to deliver their lectures and case studies on various topics. I am sure all of our members would benefit and add to the bank of knowledge. I take this opportunity taking Chairman IVC Shri Ramanaa ji and Convener Madhu sir, who have been our leaders and showed the way in forming the various teams to ensure this two-day event completed without any hassles. I would also thank Commissioner of Police, Department of Commissioner of Police, BBMP, BISCOM, admin, staff of the university for having been our support. Let me finally thank all those who did not name and also all the ladies and gentlemen who have directly, indirectly contributed to make this two-day event program. Thank our Pushpam for having a wonderful invocation, Lions Club for having arranged for RT-PCR test and free health checkup for all our members. We have taken our care to have this COVID-19. I used to ask that we will fight out the COVID. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for all the dignitaries. We will go forward for the entire event, which is going to be a wonderful day. Be here till evening, and we have a cultural event also. Please be with us. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the rendering your thank you note. And now, before we could break for the tea break, I request all the speakers to kindly present your presentations to the IT desk in the console. Once again, I will request all the speakers who would be presenting their presentation to please give your presentations to the IT desk in the console. And now we can break for a tea break, and I request all the members to be present back here at your respective seats exactly by 11:45, and we would like to continue with the session since we are already running late on time. So I request you all to please be present by 11:45. And before we could break for the tea break, I request the members to stay back for the national anthem as a closing session. I request you all to stand up for the national anthem as a mark of honor and respect to our country. I request you all to please stand up for the national anthem.
Yamuna, Ganga,
Thank you, everyone. We can break for the tea break now, and I request you all to please report back by 11:45 a.m. for the further sessions. Thank you.